My name is Barkley, but most people know me as Claude VonStroke. We're at my house. I went to camp when I was, I don't know how old, 11, 12 years old, like sleepaway camp, which is kind of amazing to think about now that I have children, that my parents sent me to sleepaway camp. It's crazy. It was in the Adirondack Mountains, and it was amazing. And I remember everything about it. Well, not everything, but as much as I can. But I do remember it vividly, like archery, making fire, climbing mountains, sailing, blah, blah, blah. And it was a little gritty, and it wasn't like high end, but it was awesome. California festivals, everyone dances. I always like that, and everyone's kind of weird and kooky, and they dress up. I really love that aspect about West Coast festivals the most. The way that it came about is a little bit kind of like create your own destiny scenario, where I couldn't find any place to do it or anyone to do it with, because obviously I can't produce a whole festival by myself. I have no idea what I'm doing. So I just made a flyer that said Dirtybird Campout, all your favorite DJs in the world, and then I just put it on Facebook, and I said I'm doing it. And it got the most views of any post ever in history of a record label or anything from us. And I said, I knew this was gonna be a good idea. And then the Do Lab called me and said, hey, we just saw your flyer. Our other thing didn't pan out. Who's doing it? And I'm like, you are! You're doing it! And so we made a deal, and then we put that whole thing together in 3 months. And then we did Dirtybird Campout #1. I was gonna do it whether it was garbage or not, but it didn't end up being garbage, which is why I like broke down on the first day of campout. I was like, I can't believe it. It was great. I told Do Lab the whole idea of the whole thing, and that was kind of a thing that I really had to push in the first year. As soon as it happened, everyone's like, oh, duh, it works. But in the first year, I had to be like, no, we really need to have comedians, and we really need to have like actual like kickball and stuff. And they're like, okay, we'll do it. But I don't know, I think they liked it, but it was just completely unproven. So everyone was a little like, hey, I don't know, maybe this is gonna be terrible. The funniest thing is that you in Dirtybird, you create your own destiny. It's kind of a very strong theme. The guys who care the most about traditions are the guys who have traditions, if you get what I mean. So like Justin Martin does his pizza thing every year at the Dough Lab. And then the Martin brothers do a drum and bass set to like the end of the night. And Christian Martin does like a sunrise house set. And those guys are like really into the tradition of Dirtybird, and so they just create their own traditions. It's kind of like if you say you're gonna do it, and it just happens. So those are some of them. The late night bingo has become a great tradition that I personally love. There's the family set, which was an idea that I had so that everyone who's still alive plays one record apiece for the last hour of the festival. I like the water balloon toss, but that's because I've won it 2 years in a row. I have the catch is like, I don't know, it's like form. I love the late night bingo. I love the Lap Dance for Your Life by Greens. I love the comedy. I love the whole bunkhouse. The bunkhouse is my jam, like that I love. The bunkhouse is, if you don't know what it is, it's Area 3. There's 2 huge music stages, and then Area 3 is just ridiculous. It's like comedy, wildlife show, talent show, all that stuff. I love it. It's amazing, because that's where you see how ridiculous people really get. My kind of private pet project is the Bass Lodge, which could be called the Bass Lodge. We don't know. It's related to fishing, but it also has a lot of bass. Those lineups are like where I put all my secret passion, like project, awesome people that maybe not everyone knows. The house stage is easier to book because it's very clear about what's going on in house music, and this is a little more obscure. I think every year I've tried to do that, like have a lot of different guests that aren't on Dirtybird, and it's really something that I'm striving for, it to not just be a Dirtybird festival, but you can still see all your favorite Dirtybird people. That's kind of the vibe. The non-Dirtybird people were all like Mija, and she had her own showcase. It was awesome. Like, I really like having the non-Dirtybird stuff. Anytime we do a party, especially a party that works, let's just split it up into two sides of the country. We'll have West Coast Campout and East Coast Campout, and then it'll kind of be like East Coast versus West Coast, like rap wars. Whatever. The location is completely different. It's like going from Mad Max to like swashbuckling land. From California arid location to like machete, jungly, like grass grows like 2 inches a day, green land, you know what I mean? So in that way it will just feel different automatically, but we're keeping all the concepts and everything the same. So it's literally gonna be camp out on the East Coast. We just moved it. The lineup for East Coast is the best lineup that we've had yet. It's crazy. It's gonna be full of surprises. It's even more across the spectrum. It's great.